Welcome to the regular meeting of the Council of the City of Long Beach held Tuesday, November 1st, 2022 at 7 p.m. We'll have a roll call. Councilmember Posterly.
Here.
Councilmember Lester.
Here.
Councilmember Bendo is absent. Vice President Treston.
Here.
President McGinnis.
Present.
Let the record indicate the presence of City Manager Donna Gaden and Corporation Counsel Richard Berrios. We'll now have a salute to the flag.
Dave, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Absolutely. Hand over heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first meeting of November of the Long Beach City Council. With that, I'll hand it over to City Manager Donna Gaden.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Our first update is from Corporation Counsel Berrios regarding the Long Island Railroad.
Yes, good evening. Regarding the Long Island Railroad, we have a meeting scheduled for this Thursday on that one outstanding issue. My sincere hope is I have something to report at the next meeting. Good news, hopefully.
Thank you. Next would be Mr. McNally.
Two quick items. Good evening, everybody. Earlier this week, the state announced this year's HEAP program. That's the Heating or Home Energy Assistance Program. It is income eligible based, but households can receive up to $1,000 off their utility bills throughout the winter. With inflation and energy prices going up, we feel it's really important to let our residents know about it and take advantage of it. We have flyers in the back of the room where the sign-in sheets are. They're also down in the lobby. And we've been publicizing it on the website and our social media and all other outlets that we have. And the only other item was to thank everybody that was involved in our day of service to commemorate 10 years since Sandy. There was a whole host of organizations that did a bunch of things. We had a couple hundred people engage, in volunteer efforts and other opportunities to get together. So we want to thank the community and everybody involved in that. It was a very befitting commemoration of what is obviously a very difficult day for everybody. That's all I got.
And John, I know you won't say it, but you put in an awful lot of work into that, and I wanted to thank you for that, too.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you very much. The last thing I wanted to mention, and I think I forgot to tell Ina to mention it, about the money. You want to tell them that we received? I can. Yes. No, you can. Unexpected money, Roy. Well, we didn't know it was coming.
Very welcome.
Yeah.
So we applied for the disaster recovery through FEMA for all the extra expenses that the City of Long Beach had incurred since March of 2020 for addressing COVID. And we received the first portion of it. The larger portion, we got paid for all the personnel costs. So we just yesterday, I believe, got $637,000 as a reimbursement for the personnel costs, and there is about $140,000 for the materials reimbursement that's still pending with FEMA that we're expecting to get also this year.
That's excellent news.
Yes, and you know what, I would be amiss if I wouldn't say that it's really the reason that the city was able to recoup all this cost. It's an effort and the planning of the city as a whole. So we, when COVID started, we were able to create pay codes that are connected to COVID. So we tracked our time precisely. Then when the disaster was over, really, not officially declared over, but when we at the city went back more or less to normal, it's really through the effort of Tommy Canner and his group. He provided very detailed explanations of what all the overtime was spent on, and FEMA has very precise requirements, and I have Joe Fabrizio here, he can tell us he's still dealing with some 10-year-old center reimbursements. So it's really, he was able to give us excellent backup. And then Mike Robertson, who worked on putting all this information through the portal, and then we really got it through the finish line, which I think in a very record time. This runs through federal FEMA recoveries. They take very long time to get money for.
I think that's great work on behalf of the staff. Thank you very much for your diligence and always thinking about the residents. And I'm sure that money has gone already somehow. Okay.
That concludes my report for tonight.
Thank you, City Manager Gaydon. Are there any reports from the council?
Yes, President McGinnis, actually City Manager Gaydon. It's hard not to, craning my neck. I just wanted to ask, for the purposes of getting scheduling and things on the calendar, I know it's a tight time now for the end of the year, if you had dates or an idea of when the CDBG work session is scheduled for?
We talked about it. I have to look at the date. It's this month.
Okay.
I don't have it right in front of me, but we talked about it. I think it's like right before the beach committee meeting.
Okay.
It will be that same night.
Okay, and then just a request, if we could please invite Legislator Ford to attend the meeting.
Sure, I'll ask her.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And I had one other thing, and that is, I would like to make a motion to enter into a very brief executive session, 5 minutes, with the City Manager and Corporation Council for the purpose of discussing collective bargaining negotiations pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law.
I second.
Voting for executive session, Councilmember Postoli,
Yes.
Councilmember Lester,
5 minutes, yes.
Vice President Treston,
Yes.
President McGinnis.
Yes.
Okay, folks, we are in executive session. For the folks that are watching online, we will end this stream, and a new one will be posted within the next 5 minutes. That'll be City Council Meeting 11/1/22, Part 2.
Thank you to Mr. Lester. There is coffee and Dunkin' Donuts near the window while we're gone for 5 minutes.